Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show to recap my first of 6 college basketball games here throughout the day and throughout the night. 5 ranked matchups, and I have my Kentucky Wildcats. But we'll be here all day throughout the day and night here recapping games. But the first game we'll talk about here is number 18, South Carolina beating number 24, Florida, 82-76 reaction. South Carolina won this game because of Meechie Johnson. Simple as that. He took over the second half. He had 21 of his 25 points in the second half. Meechie Johnson was the reason they won this basketball game. And Meechie Johnson, dude, he's a hell of a player. Hit that 3 when it was 74-74 to give him a 3-point lead. Colin Murray Boyles was great, had a double-double, 15 points, 11 rebounds. He played really well. And they really needed somebody else to step up because Meechie Johnson didn't get going until the second half. Colin Murray Boyles was playing well. Talon Cooper, 11 points, 4 assists. But they really didn't have a good game from BJ Mack, 2 points, 3 assists, really struggled. Got 8 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds from Zachary Davis. And the 1-3-1 zone from Florida, they just weren't aggressive enough attacking it. Now Lamont's 1-3-1 defense was great. Zach Davis's defense was really good in that 1-3-1. And it was a good move for them to just trying to change the pace for them a little bit. They just weren't aggressive enough attacking. They just weren't attacking it. And you gotta credit Zach Davis and his length as the key to it. Because they have a long team that really have a lot of height defensively, and they're active, and they just weren't playing well in those tight spaces. That led to most turnovers second half. That's really what cost Florida was the turnovers. In the second half, Meechie looking like the Meechie Johnson you know. Jacoby Wright keeping you in the ball game during that stretch because, BJ Mack wasn't really having a high-scoring game. But Meechie Johnson locking in the second half. Zach Davis, that really being aggressive with that 1-3-1 defensively. But Jacoby Wright, 16 points, 2 rebounds. He was probably the X factor in this game that really kept South Carolina within striking distance and until Meechie Johnson got going. And they outscored Florida 51-39 in the second half. Florida played great in the first half, but in the second half, they started turning the ball over. Meechie Johnson got going. Jacoby Wright was able to keep them in it. Florida shot 48% from the floor, 43% from 3, but 12 turnovers. Most of those come in the second half. You gotta give credit to Lamont Paris and that South Carolina defense. South Carolina shot 47% from the field, 37% from 3. Didn't miss a lot of free throws, 23 for 31. But the turnovers for Florida and let Meechie Johnson start to go off in the second half really killed them. And also, what I mentioned, Jacoby Wright with his 16 points off the bench. And another dub. And they rallied down 10 in the second half with a huge late takeover this game. Finished with 25 points for a huge win for them. And I didn't think I'd be saying this in the start of March, that South Carolina is 24-5. That was a great game of basketball, and Colin Murray Boyles made some key plays throughout the afternoon. The Gamecocks will be a great watch next few weeks, heading to the tournament. I'm very impressed by them this year. And tip of the cap to Coach Paris and all the league's coaches this year. This SEC is ultra competitive, and I can see half the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 being from the SEC. There's so many great teams from this Southeastern Conference. But Lamont Paris and South Carolina, the fight and the adjustments they made, playing the 1-3-1, really slowing down Florida, and Florida not being aggressive enough attacking it. So South Carolina proves 24-5. We went over the stats on the winning side. Now we go over the player stats on the losing side. The leading scorer was Walter Clayton Jr., 20 points. He's a special player. It took Togo about 5 to 6 game miss to figure out the zone, and it cost his team. Another blown opportunity. They got to be better coaching there and not turning it over late. But Meechie Johnson, Walter Clayton Jr. were going shot for shot in this game. Walter Clayton Jr. is a hell of a good player. Zion Pullen, 18 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. They have really good guards with Walter Clayton and Zion Pullen. Will Richards, 0 points. Tyree Samuel, 13 points, 4 rebounds. Solid big man Florida has. Han Longton, 0 points, 5 rebounds. Riley Kugel, 10 points, 5 rebounds. Condon, 6 points, 2 rebounds. Thomas Hall, who really hasn't played much this year, had 9.2 assists, 6 rebounds. It was just turnovers, and then Meechie Johnson going off really killed Florida there. So Florida drops to 20-9 after getting outscored 12 in the second half. So tough L for Florida. Tough loss. They were just awful down the stretch. And they blew the lead. And he could have called maybe a timeout to adjust to the 1-3, but another double-digit second-half lead blown this year. Florida has blown a lot of these big leads, and you just can't do that. Another blown opportunity for Florida to add to their resume. They're still going to make the tournament easily, but you could have added another quality win to your resume here. But if South Carolina wins its last 2 games and Alabama loses one, the Gamecocks win their SEC regular season title. But yeah, another great victory. You gotta start giving this team the respect they deserve because they're legit. Great team and a great coach. But that's really all I have to say here. So this is my first of 6 games I'm recapping today. So until next time, have a lot. Peace.